Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick review over the two types of questions that I'm leaving you today, just in case you need it. We're going to start with the first ones where they give you a point that's on the terminal side of the angle, and they're asking you to find a couple of the trig functions. These are the x, y, r problems that hopefully you wrote down on your notes or on your circle chart. But this is where we remember that, first of all, if I were to sketch this graph, that 3, -7 is going to be somewhere down here in quadrant 4, right? So that helps us determine the positives and negatives. So I'm looking for the sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, cotangent, whatever of that angle that's down there in quadrant 4. Do remember this is my x value. Oops. And my y value, right? And so I do need my r values. So the first thing I want to do is the Pythagorean theorem. 3 squared plus -7 squared is r squared. And of course, this is not going to be nice. 9 plus 49 is r squared. What is that? That's 58. 58 is r squared. Does that reduce? Let's see. 458. No. Okay, just checking my math this morning because it is early. All right, so that doesn't reduce whenever I go to take the square root of 58. Oh, that kind of hurts my feelings, but that is the value of r. Now remember, that's just the length, basically, from the origin to wherever the point is. You're finding the radius of the circle, and that's why we call it r. So, again, hopefully you have your x, y, r notes. You might want to locate those. So, like, for example, if I wanted to find the sine, I know the sine is y over r, so it would be -7 over the square root of 58. I do know, however, that is not rationalized, so I would have to rationalize that by multiplying by the root that's in the denominator. So the sine of this function, or this angle, be -7 on the square root of 58 over 58. Oh, actually, no, that's right. Yeah, because it's sine. Yeah, again, I was confused there for a second. It is a negative because this, of course, is negative, and sine in quadrant 4 is negative. So that's it. I mean, you're just going to go, again, you're looking for the formulas in your notes that I said you could write down your circle chart, or hopefully you have your notes that talks about the relationship between x, y, and r and those functions. Okay, so the other one is the one where we went over the Pythagorean identity. I'm going to write that down again. Again, hopefully you wrote it down somewhere. This is, in my opinion, the easy one, because what's going to happen is you're going to be given either sine or cosine and ask for the other one, and then be told what quadrant it's in. So this particular one is in quadrant 2, and that makes sense because they tell me that the cosine is negative. I know the cosine is negative in quadrant 2, and so I'm asked to find the sine of theta in this one. So it's just going to be the sine squared plus -3/5 squared is 1 squared. Right, and then I'm just going to work it out. After this, it's just an algebra problem. We talked about that in class. That's 9 over 25 is 1. We'll have to subtract that from both sides. Please remember, as mentioned, we're going to leave it in reduced fraction form. No decimals, please. Let's see, that's what, 16 over 25. And of course, my last step is I would need to take the square root of both of those sides because that is sine squared, and I need the value of just sine. So that's going to be 4 over 5. And I know that's my answer, and it will be a positive because, again, sine in quadrant 2 is a positive. So those are the practice problems. Make sure and show all of your work. Okay, I know on the first ones I am asking for 2 functions on each. And then for the last one, you're only finding the sine or cosine. Have a good Tuesday.